Alrighty. Let me just get all this set up. Move this over a little bit here. There we go. All right. We're up. Oh. Oh, wait, let me make sure my sound settings are all... Yep. Yep. What's up? Can you hear this?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Is that sounding like a good volume? Everything's good?
Yeah, it's coming through just fine. And chat is letting us know that they can hear us just fine too.
All right. Happy Thief. Happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. For all you single basement dwelling music producers of the world. Oh, just me?
I guess so, huh? All right. Oh shit. almost knocked my extra keyboard off of the desk over here. Yeah, welcome everybody.
I actually just tore down my extra keyboard. I had to get rid of the old 88 key. Gone.
Oh, tragic.
Goodbye. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have to get rid of it. I chose to get rid of it for the sake of space. Yeah.
That's how it goes sometimes, man. Can't have it all.
Yeah,
trying to just
Well, I
fucking
mean, I could,
adjust
I just
everything. Yeah, my computer basically half the stuff wasn't working. And that kind of had me worried, so I had to restart. So I appreciate you guys being so patient. Luckily, this evening I think is going to be a bit of a short one.
Even if it wasn't short, we'd make it short.
Yeah, but let's.
I have a timer on my screen. 35 seconds each question. 90-second total Feef.
Dang, that's like almost as much as the song length. But no, yeah. Just making sure I've got the questions up here. Yeah, it's good that it's short, but also it's unlucky because I might not be able to use my new setup. I guess we'll find out. But I now have my iPad streaming to my...
Oh, yeah. The old finger drawing, yeah.
Not finger. I have a Apple Pencil, so I could be like, this shape. That's this right here is crazy. but yeah. I'll have to practice, but I think it'll be nice to be able to be like, like draw the shape, and then be like, yeah, this is like 1K, this is like 120. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So now we can actually teach. Not only are we going to roast you, but hopefully you'll learn something from it. Anyway, to start us off this evening, we have Juganji. That is kind of funny. I assume that's a marijuana reference. At least that's where my head goes. But
I think it's a Jumanji reference.
Well, it's both,
like
right?
The Robin
like,
Williams film.
Yeah, well, my thought is
ganja.
Like,
Gotcha.
Yeah, Jumanji,
gotcha.
like Jumanji, but with weed in it.
For those of you who still need outside influence to get those creative juices flowing. I mean, hey, teach their own.
Yeah,
We're not all
exactly.
there on our music producing journey. I'm just saying.
Okay, we're going too deep into the rabbit hole here. Apparently, it's not that serious. All right. Well, yeah. Let's.
Says he has no idea, or they say they have no idea how they came up with it. Okay,
Well, word. I mean,
fair enough.
random name
My name
generator.
is my name is Dino Mike because of a fog machine. So it is what it is.
Well, all right. Let's embark upon this journey, shall we? Let me know if the volume is good in the chat once I get this playing. But I think I have it all set up properly. But yeah, here goes. Well, that was a nice little short and sweet vibe, you know? That was cool. I can detect some copycat influence here. If I didn't know any better, it'd be him. Are you copycat IRL? New
Possibly,
alias?
maybe.
New alias?
All right. I'll start us off. The intro is fine, even if it was thrown together. I didn't feel like it fulfilled the purpose of an intro. It got straight to the point. You wanna hit the next? You wanna hit that one?
Yeah, no, I think the intro is good. I think that it works with the style as well. Like you don't really need some like complex, super deep intro. I think that honestly, the simpler the better, and the faster the better for these kind of tracks. So yeah, no, I thought it worked great too. I did not have any quarrels with it. So yeah.
All right. From one amateur to another, I think the mix sound was pretty good. I also have no complaints about it. I mean, I have my interface turned up a little bit higher than I normally do, so I feel like maybe it could be a little bit louder, but I wasn't looking at the graphs and the readouts. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I have a similar feeling on that. So like I do have it turned down a little bit for the stream, but I have it's like at a good volume. And yeah, I think you could push it a little bit harder. Like as far as volume goes, like you're basically probably sitting at, I know the LUFs are a little bit lower on stream, but you can kind of tell as well by looking at the waveform here, because it doesn't look like a square, you know?
Oh, it's no sausage.
Yeah, you can see that there's dynamics here, and with this style of music, you really want to squash the dynamics. So my recommendation is clip to zero. Really try and explore clip to zero. See if you can get things to be a little bit more compressed and or limited and or clipped, and then you'll be able to boost the loudness a little bit of this track. But the balance is good, right? Like I feel like Dino, you said that like the balance is good. It's just yeah, it's kind of quiet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Do you need to write a second drop? I mean, no, but if you do, just half time it. Problem solved. You could do pretty much the exact same flow in halftime, and with that noise based copycat style, like that goes pretty hard. Depending on how you adjust your filters and modulate your automations or automate your modulations, I guess is the right way to say that. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like yeah, you hit the nail on the head a little bit. I think I'm gonna go Van Deepa as far as I'm gonna cut you a little deep here, all right? It literally sounds, I think, too much like copycat. I would like experiment a little bit more with the arrangement and or the sound design, because I don't know, it's not horrible, right? But it's like unoriginal from the standpoint of like I don't know. It's not quite like tickling the nerves in the brain the way that I would like as far as something different. And there's nothing wrong with using his sounds or even like integrating those into your workflow, but I would experiment with you know, yeah. Yeah, and even then the vocal is a bootleg. So, yeah, I would even say even there it's like, you know, original. You're pushing the word originality pretty hard there. But yeah, I would say explore a little bit more from a timbral perspective. Doesn't mean you can't keep kind of experimenting with this stuff and kind of getting the flow, because the flow is great. So, you know, I think from an arrangement perspective, this is a healthy thing to do, to maybe practice mixing and mastering and that kind of stuff. So maybe, you know, once you do get the track kind of compressed more and clipped more, then you can revisit the timbral stuff. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
All right, and then before we take off, I normally hate that ring sample, the square LFO ring sample. You know the one. I think it was pretty cleverly used here. I didn't hate it here, so bonus points for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the arrange, like I said, like everything here was very cleanly created. It's just, yeah, I want to hear more. I want to hear more Juganji in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what the big salad bar sounds like.
Uh, but yeah, no, that's cool. I think that this is a really nice proof of concept and a really inspiring, uh, I guess, copycat vibe. Yeah, I guess you used the samples well, brother. So yeah, keep flexing. I look forward to at the very least, come back with this track, and definitely try and clip it, compress it more. I'd be curious to see. I'd be curious to see how you're able to get this to be a little bit louder. But yeah, like I said, clip to zero. That's the way. Yeah, cool track though, dude. Cool track. That was a vibe. That was a great way to start the evening off. All right, next up. Oh shit. We got ourselves a gamer. We got ourselves a little gamer here, a little gamer guy. Yeah. Mid lane. I'll bet he's not talking about Dota. If he is talking about Dota, then you
No,
need
he's
to...
talking about League of Legends.
No, I
Poyo's
know.
a
I'm
League
fucking
player.
around. I'm fucking with him.
Actually, Poyo, what's the new one?
There's a new one?
Progenitors? No. What's it called? Oh, fuck. He's always telling me to play with him. Not progenitors. It's some word like that.
Huh.
Like the previous generations. But I don't know. I can never remember it.
Word. Well, yeah, no, I didn't even know that there was a new one. So,
yeah.
Sheesh. All right, well,
it's a third person MOBA, if that gives you any.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I have not heard of it or seen it. But yeah, word. All right. Well, let's see what Poyo gets down to in mid lane. I'm curious.
Prepare yourself. Minions are spawning. The power
Okay, well, I've never heard that voice before. Is that like
Yeah.
is that like in the new game, or is that some League of Legends character AI
I don't
voice?
know. Because the league one's a woman.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if you took one of the League characters and just did like an AI voice text to speech thing. I don't know. Maybe not. That sounds probably
I
not
was
like.
asking. All right, I'll kick us off. Is the acid synth too distorted during the middle break? Yes. Yes it is. For the build, yes, but then when the kick comes back in, you can re-distort it. So yeah. Yes, it's too distorted.
Yeah, I
You
actually
already
felt
know. If
like
you're asking
even
the question, you know the answer to the question.
yeah, I felt
Sorry,
like
go ahead.
actually even when the kick was happening, it felt like it was like overpowering the beat. And I don't know if that's just because the sidechain isn't enough, or if it's because it's all so clipped that there's just no room. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's just that the side chain could be a little bit spicier just during the section where the kick comes back in, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's just my thought around that specific section.
Does it feel like there are too many layers? Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, especially during the rhythm part. In fact, my recommendation, and this is just a personal choice I would make, I would get rid of all of the rhythm and just keep the acid. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the rhythm was actually quite nice. It's just the problem that I had with it was first of all, you already know me when it comes to variation. I was like super bored during this second half here, this like second rhythm section because I was like, oh, it's the same thing again.
Was it the exact same thing though, or did it just feel like the exact same thing? Because that's how rhythm feels sometimes.
It's like the exact same. He has like one
It is the
extra.
same thing.
He has one
It is the
extra
same
little
thing.
frequency shifted thing on top of it, which isn't enough. Um, but yeah, the as far as the too many layers thing, I feel like it's like I don't know, like the voices don't feel like they fit. Sometimes they do, like sometimes they hit nicely in a nice little pocket, but then like during the drops, like you were saying, Dino, I feel like the voices are happening too often. It's like I want to just hear it as like a, I don't know, like a little pre-drop thing, and then like have my 4 bars or 8 bars of drop, and then do it again if you want to do it like for like a fill or something. I think that would work better. Um, but yeah, no, it did feel a little bit cluttered. And then yeah, the third question, I guess you could flex on it, Dino, first.
Oh yeah, no, never.
I'm gonna.
Percy can tell you. Percy can tell you all about why SoundCloud's promotional system is a complete scam. Um, and then Spotify is like, unless it's so. Here's the whole thing: you're paying for bots to play your track back at full length. Yeah, granted, but they're not unique impressions. They're not. Um, so they're gonna put an advertisement on your thing, and then they're gonna have some bots visit it from a server farm in India or some shit, Thailand, doesn't matter, Vietnam, who cares, like some foreign country, when in reality what you want is organic growth from actual listeners coming across. And I'm learning about this myself too. I'm talking to one of the guys in our server who does social media for a living. um but yeah, no, I think the best thing you can do, especially for you, Poyo, is to just go to shows and play your shit out. But yeah,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
have any thoughts?
my opinion is very similar, but I do think that in certain circumstances it's okay. So like let's say for example, you have some extension of your music, maybe like I don't know, something that's a little bit more like physical, like maybe you're trying to sell merch or something like that. And you're doing so I guess the thing here is like online. Like it's not worth paying for this kind of stuff online, but I do think it is worth like going out and maybe like trying to set up like some advertisements in your local town, like, you know, fucking staple some shit to a telephone pole near where you live, that kind of stuff. Like I think that's really good. Or the classic like sticker that you can, you know, just stick wherever. I think that
QR
kind of
code
stuff is
sticker
yeah, I think
with
that
the
kind of
music
stuff is
note in the
worth it.
middle,
Yeah.
skate park type shit, you know?
Yeah, I would rather do something physical and like get something like that and spend my money doing that for promotional related stuff than online.
Absolutely. Absolutely. $5 in advertisements versus $5 in stickers. One of them's going to go a long way. And plus, once you put that sticker up, it's there until someone takes it off.
Yeah. And I mean, who cares if people take it off? That's fine too. But like the idea is like similar to what Dino was talking about earlier. It's much better to, I think, make impressions with people that are real, rather than a bunch of like phones all set up in like a daisy chain on a wall somewhere. So,
And I mean, and that could just be me like skeptical, cynical, possibly. But at the same time, like if you ask Raph what Spotify's policy is on like botted streams, or even just look up the multiple Ben Jordan videos on the topic, like it's
or even Weaver Beats.
you know,
Weaver Beats has some stuff on that.
Weaver's
too.
got they all have a lot to say about like DistroKid and what's the other one that's no good? Not SoundOn. SoundOn is supposedly good, according to certain members of our server. SoundOn is all right, but yeah, DistroKid's to be TuneShare. TuneShare is the other one.
Oh yeah,
That are to be avoided.
yeah. The only two good ones that I know of are CD Baby and SoundOn.
Yeah,
But yeah, true.
I don't think I've ever heard anything bad about CD Baby either. But CD Baby actually costs money.
Yeah, well, like they both cost money. The thing about CD Baby is it's like an upfront high cost, but it's a one-time purchase. To like, I don't know, their whole system just makes way more sense. Like it costs more money initially, but you don't have to worry about some subscription fee that's like
right. But then you also have to consider when you put your music into a system like that, ICRSs cost money to register with the government, put the copyright. So like all those tracks that you're putting on one of those distribution platforms, in order to actually get it registered, like that costs money to get it copyright.
Right.
But anyway, I think this is a conversation for another time with people who maybe know a little bit more about this than I do.
Right. Well, like the idea is like you have to do both, or at least you should do both, but you don't have to do both. You should, but you definitely, if you're distributing, should not. I mean, you can use DistroKid. I guess you could use whatever you want, but I would recommend not going through platforms that seem to have the least good
issue.
Well, not just that, but just the least good customer service. Just like horrible customer service.
Oh, you mean one person for 5 million subscribers? Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So those are our thoughts on that. But no, that was a cool song. I feel like this was like not the best Poyo I've heard though. I'll be honest. I mean,
I gotta agree with that.
Usually get me like all tickled, for the rhythm, but today
pushing boundaries and stuff.
But today the rhythm wasn't hitting the way that I wanted. Oh wait, what is just before you play mine? Just know that yes, I'm actually going to release it.
Who said that?
What? Oh, Tristan did.
Oh, okay.
So
all right. Well,
he's gonna release this silly song. Okay.
I hope not. Maybe we should give him the talk about not releasing stuff in the beginning. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, the vocals are not there because they're good. It's part of a joke of the song. All right. I mean, here's the thing about this, right? Like, if your whole brand isn't going to be like the joke thing, I don't think it's worth doing it.
Don't make a Weird Al track unless you're planning on being Weird Al.
Exactly. That's kind of. I'm just gonna say that before we even listen to this. That's kind of my opinion.
Don't be Little Dicky if you're not gonna be Little Dicky. Don't be who's the other one? Mickey Avalon if you're not gonna be Mickey Avalon.
Yeah. Like the reality is, like as soon as you do the like funny, hilarious thing, and you're planning on releasing it under your brand, yeah, like your whole brand has to be that. Or it's just not.
Who's that rhythm producer that blew up and then disappeared because he did something like this? Yuki, something like that. Yuki.
I don't know.
That's what it was. Exactly.
I'm not hip. Who's that guy?
Yeah, exactly. He was huge for a minute. Like he was being pushed by all the algorithms a number of years ago. He did like Super Mario remixes and like Legend. Like, but basically it was just slow down, fucking rhythmified stuff, and it didn't like it was a meme, and he got a meme spotlight. He enjoyed his 15 minutes of fame. In fact, actually, while this is playing, I'm going to look it up. Go ahead.
Word. All right, now let's embark upon the silly song.
it affects my nutrition. If there was an athlete competition, I would easily win. I need way too much else. I need way too much else.
All right, I'm gonna kick us off this time. So,
Yeah, go ahead.
First thing is the song too loud or quiet? I sort of learned how to use K-Clip. I think it's an okay volume. Like the loudness isn't horrible. I think the balance of the mix and the low end clarity is like a little bit non-existent. I mean, like one way to look at this, and just because I want to be able to use it, I'm gonna just hop into here. So like, here's the thing: when you have this happening, it's like if this is your sub, when you have all of this happening in the low end, you know, you got all these little things happening here, and then you have like the rest of your mix. It's very bad. It's like extra not good. It basically ends up making your song sounds like it just sounds like a giant mud pit, which, you know, granted, um maybe that's the vibe, but as this is something you said you want to release, um I think that the reality here is you should try and make sure that at the very least the mix is good. So yeah, I would be very, very cautious of all of the low mid stuff that's going on in this song. I would make sure you have a dedicated sub that's playing at a nice note as well, because I think that okay, I guess the sub frequency is actually not bad. It's just that it's so muddied by like everything surrounding it, that it just feels like it's, I don't know. Yeah, the old mud pit. And I'm not trying to be offensive there. I'm just saying, yeah, that's like when you make something loud and then it's also muddy, it's like rough because the mud is like even more obvious than when it was quiet. So, yeah, that's probably the big thing as far as like the loudness and quiet thing I would focus on is like now that it's loud, because you're right, it is loud and it's like a good level. Now that it's loud, I think you should focus on cleaning up the mix. But yeah, Dino, what do you think?
I'm gonna address the question that's not a question. The song doesn't need the vocals. Just get rid of it. Absolutely pointless.
Yeah,
Don't have it in
yeah.
there.
We're both what's
There's vocal chops when you have the overlaying vocal at the end. It's like Magdo had said, it's Mud City, and it's just fucking. It adds nothing to the track. It only removes from the track, which would otherwise like, yeah, don't have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I get that you're trying to challenge yourself to do this thing, which I get. Like,
Don't challenge yourself by fucking. You're gonna challenge yourself to run a mile by shooting yourself in the foot. Like,
yeah, I mean, like the reality is like, what are you gaining from doing this? Um, I think that's like the big question you should ask yourself. Like, you know, if it's to try and get cleaner mixes or better arrangements, I don't know if this is necessarily going to help you do that. If it's to try something outside of the box, then I would recommend trying something that's a little bit more like referenced, you know? Like if you're going to do something silly, reference something silly, right? Like look at what other people do when they do stuff that's silly and that they release, right? Like I think that that's like the best way to go about this kind of stuff cuz I don't know.
here's
I'm trying to not be such an asshole, but like it's just cringe, you know? Like it doesn't feel funny or
he said
interesting or good.
he said he plans on releasing the track. Like, fucking rip into it.
That's why I got to be honest, you know? Like if you weren't saying
Yeah.
that, then you know, vibes all around, but because you're planning on releasing this, like this is not going to help your brand in my opinion. This is
How about
going
this?
to hurt
Don't
it.
release anything until you have 3 years under your belt. 4 years, 5 years, 3 years. 3 years is
Yeah,
good.
3 years is probably enough, but minimum,
Um,
especially nowadays with all the cool information you can fucking
yeah,
look at.
the advancement. Yeah, I mean you probably go sooner, but just think you're what at like a year of producing, a year and a half of producing. I think we incorrectly guessed last time that it was 6 months, but you said it was like a year or a year and 6 months or something. Just think of where you were 6 months ago and where you could be in another 6 months. Because in another 6 months, you might be at the point where you feel like you don't need to have a joke vocal in your track in order to blow up. Like, I wouldn't want, like, there are really well thought out and really well branded projects that I did that I feel like I wasted because I released music under those projects I was releasing just to release, and it
Yeah.
wasn't what, like, yeah.
I think the big thing here as well is like your challenge for yourself that you say here. Your challenge was to make an actually good song over these horrific vocals. And from my own opinion, right? This is all an opinion. I think that it was not successful. Like the mix wasn't that great. The arrangement was not horrible, but I feel like there wasn't like the best like arrangement. And this is one of those things where I'm not trying to put you down. Like you are new to the production game, all right? But that should be something you're even conscious of as well, you know? So what is the context of actually good to you mean, right? Like does it mean what do I think is good or what other people think is good or what you think is good? You know, like that's kind of the big thing you should ask yourself. And if all you really care about is what you think is good, then by all means ignore everything
Go
that we're
ahead.
saying.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is like my opinions and my thoughts when it comes to Feedback Friday especially, but any feedback that I give people is from the context of what I make, what I enjoy listening to, what other people enjoy listening to, you know, all of those things combined, not just like one of those things. So yeah, that's why I would say in the context of this track, it was not quite a successful challenge, but hey, that's what happens sometimes, you know, like when I flip, I don't always flip a good track. So yeah.
Yeah. I have to slightly disagree with Magda here. I think you succeeded in making a decent track with bad vocals on it. But that's exactly what you got. You got a decent track with bad vocals on it, and that makes it a bad track. Because your track is as only, what is it? A chain is as only good as its weakest link. Your track is as only as good as the weakest element. In this case, the element that's weak is the vocals, and the vocals are really fucking weak. I would just get rid of them and then start fresh. Because the track is workable. Like there are things you can do. Magdude addressed it, that you can make the track workable. You made a decent track with bad vocals on it. I guess in that regard, yeah, sure. But I have to agree wholeheartedly with Magdude here. Like there's a lot that could be done and needs to be done. But if you're satisfied with it, if you're happy with it and you're proud of it, by all means, put it out there.
Yeah, I think that also I'm comparing this to his previous song that we've listened to,
which was a lot better. Yeah,
and that's kind of why I'm trying not to be an asshole. Okay, I think that this is all in good fun, at least the song that you made here. But to compare it to your other song, I think it would be a lot more enjoyable for me as the listener to like venture down that path more and really get more serious about the process. But yeah, I mean,
so let's stop ripping on.
Sorry though. Sorry for
along.
the savagery there. All right, we love you, bro.
Well, but that's what happens when people are like, "Oh yeah, I plan on releasing this." Well, we need to help you get it release ready if that's what you intend on doing. The song in particular is more for the vibe, but I do understand what you're saying. I'm releasing this because my friends want me to, so probably releasing it as an alternative account. There you go. That's good.
Yeah,
don't put it under the brand. Put it under the stuff that you commissioned artwork for. Don't put it under the stuff that's tied to the fucking record label. Like,
yeah, put it under like some account that doesn't even have your name associated with it, you know.
Don't put it under the brand that fucking DJ Shadow hit you up on through your DMs when he was releasing a new label and you fucking missed it because you were out getting high with your friends. Don't put it on that one. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little too personal here.
Personal. All right. Second question: is it too busy? I went a bit crazy with the bass sounds. So the short answer is I think it is, but it's because the vocals there. I don't think it's because of the bass sounds. Yeah. I think there's mud, of course, mix wise, but instrumentation wise, I think everything was quite good.
But how much of that mud would be gone if you just cut those vocals out? Because they're kind of like in the low mid range.
Kinda, but no, there's some weird stuff happening with the basses here. Let's just do a quick little. The horns especially.
It's just a little second peak and a little bit of stereo. I mean, it's nothing that can't be fixed.
Yeah. Those horns just have too much low energy though. They're like sitting down in like the 300 hertz. I guess it's like a saw synth. I don't know what that is, but it's like horn-ish. You know, it's like almost horns. Anyway, it is a silly song. All right, it's a silly song.
Yeah.
I think that I liked your not so silly songs better.
Yeah.
All right.
Play silly games, get silly results. You know what they say.
Yeah. So
Um,
keep flexing though. I think that stuff like this is good for learning, but I would take it less seriously. And I'm gonna just like sprinkle this little bit of not wisdom, but just opinion again, all opinion, I guess. I wouldn't listen to what your friends are saying.
yeah, fuck your friends.
Granted. I mean, you know, I'm also trying to be a friend here and be honest with you, so I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I don't know. I think you should do what you want to do, especially when it comes to your creative endeavors, because this is like, I would say the most spiritual aspect of like the artist's journey is like the art itself, and the creation of it. Obviously, like the whole process combined, like the creation and the art itself is like really important to you. So I would make sure you're the one making all the decisions in regards to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. When I was 16 years old, my friends didn't necessarily have my best interests at heart, and half the time I didn't know if they were laughing with me or if they were laughing at me. There's a huge difference there, and it's just something to consider that maybe it's not a good idea to take industry advice from your fellow teenage friends. But maybe also it's not a good idea to take industry advice from two strangers on the internet listening to your track. It's perspective.
Dude, that's what I was thinking when I said like don't listen to your friends, but also shit, I'm trying to be his friend here, so like I don't know how to, there's just no winning, is there? I guess that's the reality.
Let me put it this way. I am called Dino because of a fog machine and an old joke. Okay? And that has stuck with me for 16 years now. 17 years now. Because a friend was like, Dino Mike. That's it. That's all there was to it. It was done. It was over. It was a wrap. Do you want your brand to be associated with shitty vocals? I don't think so. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, but if you're gonna do an alternative account, that's cool too. And nothing's keeping you from putting on like SoundCloud and YouTube and all that stuff. But just like I said, whatever like your actual project is gonna be, like put it on there. Is it too busy? I went crazy with the bass sounds. Yeah, it's too busy. There's too much stuff overlapping in places it shouldn't. Mag to address that. We have a chart from Future Sounds. I don't know who makes
pull that up. I'll pull it up.
Music Radar Futures. One of those two old school magazines that like producers seem to have forgotten about.
Yeah, here if you want, you can always just pause the video. And
I'll just Future Music. Screen. There you go. Yeah.
Oh wait, I guess I shouldn't make it full screen because we're gonna be over top of it. Hang on a second.
Yeah. Either way, I don't think Brass is in there, but I think Stabs is in there down at the bottom.
House Electro Bass, would that count?
Stabs. Brass would be Stabs.
Yeah, there you go. So what frequency range is that? Yeah, see? It's all the way up to the 500 hertz. It's not dipping into the 300.
Yeah, and that's bottom end of 500 hertz. That wants to be in the 3K region.
Yeah, it wants
wherever the actual image of the thing is where it wants to sit.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, definitely a vibe. Definitely a good little experiment. Just I liked your other track better. All right, there you go.
You succeeded in making an okay track with bad vocals on it. Because it's for one of my friends for their birthday, and I showed others, and they thought it was cool, and they want to listen to it on Spotify and stuff. But I do understand.
Well, like we
go
just
ahead
said,
and do it.
Then do it. But like, you don't have to release stuff. You can have two aliases. You know, like you don't have to have like just one alias. Or
also, they should. You know, if they fucking think it's so great, put it on Bandcamp, charge $3 for it, and fucking make what you would make in 3 years off of Spotify off of one fucking single.
So true, dude. So true.
If they really want to listen to it,
yeah, they
really want it that bad.
Facts.
Bandcamp.
Facts. All right, thank you, Tristan.
See how motivated they are to listen to it then. hitting them up for 300 Roblox points or whatever the fuck I don't know, Robux, right? That's what it's called. Whatever the Roblox currency is.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is. Is it Robux?
I don't know. I don't know what the conversion is either. I'm just assuming 1 cent, one
Is
Robux.
it like oofs, like the Roblox oofs? Now, like that's how many.
Whatever.
That's what it is. Yeah. No, I don't know.
Tell
But
them. Tell them some busty woman hit you up for Steam keys on Facebook.
anyway.
That's what you need the money for.
Roblox gonna pass Bitcoin one day. That would be crazy.
On
Probably,
God, I swear it will.
Kids
right.
may not know it, but they run the world.
Yeah. As soon as Mitch McConnell dies, they're gonna put limits in Congress. I hope.
Oh yeah, this is my track. It's pretty short, but yeah, just trying some new stuff. Let me know. Let me know what you think.
All right, roast him, chat. You know what it is.
Roast me. I just roasted, so yeah, roast away.
I'm gonna need that 2 more times.
2 more times.
I'm gonna need 3 minutes of that.
3
honestly.
minutes. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No,
I just wanted to like.
I can do it 2 more times.
2 more
Actually,
times.
you have 3 questions. I got 22 seconds of music.
All right, do you really need a third time? Or is that a joke?
No, that's
Okay,
fine.
okay. Thank you.
I was able to focus on the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vocals are. I'm gonna do them in order of importance here. The vocals are 2 forward in the mix.
Okay.
And that is it's putting too much weight in the upper mids. I feel like you should cut out everything except for the ultra highs, like the crisp sizzle from the vocals, so that the other frequencies fill it in.
Okay.
And that will take care of some of the crowding. And again, like, you know what the deal is with the questions. We ask these questions because we're doubting ourselves, and like, if you have to ask the question, you already know the answer to it. I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes,
They
are 2 forward. They are 2 forward in the mix. In fact, I would like to have them be like Dolby Atmos. Don't invest in Dolby Atmos. Dolby Atmos levels of spatial.
Okay.
Right. I feel like I know I've sent it to you, but the Paleac video on comb filtering to where you can fake positional sound, especially with a genre like this, like, and this is something we talk about all the time, is like, who's your intended audience? What's their listening environment? Botanica, I feel like the listening environment is people with high-end headphones or real headphones.
Yeah.
Like, people who are listening to this stuff are buying flax on Bandcamp. And
that was funny.
And they're listening not even with biodynamics. They're listening with like the better hi-fi mins. They're listening with like HD 600s. They're listening with like stuff that has like not very much low end, but like has a whole bunch of room space to it, you know?
Yeah.
So if you could push those, give me one more time, just the beginning.
No, the
just
more and more you say it, the more and more. Yeah.
Right there. When it first comes in, you could bring it forward. I would start from the back and then move it forward, or start super wide and then mono it in.
Oh,
just to,
that is a really good idea. I didn't really think about it from that perspective.
And then also you can harmonize it by adding another layer below and pitching it a perfect fifth up, I would say, because it feels like there's too much low end in that vocal.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. And that's probably all just like EQ related stuff that I should have probably been better with.
Right. And that's what's making it feel crowded. I don't think it's muddy. I don't know that you can even produce muddy music. I'm pretty sure you bred that trait out of yourself years ago.
Sorry, man. My what's the word I'm looking for? My classification of mud has changed, but I'm talking like, we're walking into a fucking sterile, clean, just like, environment here. You could eat
Is
off
there
the floor.
is there reverb and frequency buildup? Yes, I think there is. Especially because I'm using the semi close tonight. So, and I'm sure if I was listening on like real actual full close, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna give you the shit test real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but no, I'm just trying new stuff, trying to make more dynamic and happy things. I'm gonna try and make like, you know, like a fucking heavy, extremely loud bass music set, and then like right after that, it'll just be an hour of this. Or maybe
right,
this
give
is
me
what will
a
come before. Who knows? I don't know how to.
give it to me full playthrough from the top,
Yeah.
please. Now it feels fine. Through the ancient Yamahas, it feels fine.
Okay. Well, all I know is yeah, I think they are a little bit too forward. I like your idea so much. I think that I will try to do the spatial, you know, fucking moving around type shit.
Yeah,
Because I don't have a lot of
you know,
experience with that, but it's one of those things where that's why I didn't think of it, you know? I was like, not.
yeah, there's that Paleac video that he did on like spatial fuckery.
Oh, I already have like
Uh,
a way better way of doing that. In fact, I will let everyone in on the sauce here. So, Oculus, if you guys don't know what that is, it's a VR headset, and they have this free software that lets you basically move the sound around your head, and it's designed for VR, but it works so good in music.
really?
Yeah, it works so good in music
And you
too.
said free as in
As in
beer
F
or
R E
free as in
E,
freedom?
as in freedom. Eagle noises.
So is it open source or is it free as in beer?
Oh, it's free as in beer. It's not open source. It's not
Okay,
open source.
okay.
It's owned by Oculus, but it's free. So yeah.
So it's Meta, it's Facebook basically.
Um. Did I don't think Facebook made the Oculus? Did they? Did they make the Oculus? I thought they were on the. I think
No,
they did the Quest.
they're the Quest. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. It's still
Yeah.
definitely proprietary, but who cares? Because it sounds good. But yeah.
I gotta look. Yeah, Meta owns Oculus. Yeah.
Oh, Meta does own Oculus. Okay, well there we
Yeah.
go. All right, so I didn't know that Oculus was also. Damn, they're gonna own all the VR stuff once Steam gets bought out. Hopefully, Gabe Newell never sells Steam to anyone.
Yeah.
I guess he's gonna die though at some point, right? So that'll be.
Old Gaben. Yeah. So are the vocals nice and heartwarming or are they cringe? They're just loud.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just
Okay.
they're just too forward. And then once you get them sitting in the mix properly, you can decide whether or not they're cringe or whatever. But also at the same time, like that same vocal line, like I recognize that as you recording you. Maybe it might sound better if that was a female vocalist. I don't know if that's an opportunity you have or if that's even a route you want to go through working with someone else, but that's
True. Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
Um,
That is a good idea.
or maybe harmonizing with like there's always Fiverr. There's always Instagram models. There's always there's a number of ways to get female vocals on the cheap or free as in beer.
Gotcha. Well, anyway, yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the.
And
wisdom
then yeah, I don't think I'm gonna address the second question because, like I said, I don't know that it's possible. There is a little bit of buildup in that, like I don't know if that'd be 1K, right? No, that's 100. There's a little bit of buildup in like the 2 to 300 region. What is the line that's like under the fifth row of emojis on the thing? Whatever that one is, it visibly looks busy in
200,
that area.
like 210.
Yeah, and that's where your vocals are sitting, just about.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I asked, in case you were wondering, because like I had a
I'm
very
very
specific
curious.
reason why. I barely EQ'd any of this at all. In fact, I don't even think I put
so
an EQ on like anything.
You're hitting it raw, Dino style. I did
Yeah.
not notice that it was sidechained, actually.
Yeah, no sidechain, no EQ, just fucking
Yeah.
letting her rip. But yeah, that's something new for me. I've been trying to like just be better at sample selection and
And it's crazy because all of these things, like all of this stuff that you've implemented in this track to make it sound as good as it does, you're willing to impart that information to people in one-on-one lessons. From my understanding,
I
right?
am.
Is that not a thing you
Yeah,
do?
no, yeah,
Okay.
I do one-on-one stuff all the time, 25 an hour. Just hit me up. You already know.
Really, that cheap?
Yeah, that
I
cheap.
can have you for full 4 whole hours for the price of a single Benjamin.
Yeah.
For
This is
one of
these are
hold on a second.
yeah, no, like on God though, no cap. For real, for real.
For a few of these guys, I can get you.
Yeah,
God
dude.
damn,
Yeah, man.
that's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
I thought I had
I come cheap.
I thought I had $100 bill in there. I'm not gonna go searching for it.
But no, thank you. Thank you for your ideas there, Dino. I think that I am very excited to experiment and explore the world of spatial audio ideologies next. I think that's the next thing for me.
But are
Cause
you looking to experiment with? I'm not going to finish the sentence.
yeah, yeah. Because no, I've like literally never tried that kind of stuff. But you know, when you make music that is literally two luffs with no dynamics, that shit doesn't matter, honestly.
No.
But when you start making more dynamic music, I think that it does matter. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
All right.
that's my track. Next up, we got "In the Dark."
By
I'm in the
Lodian.
dark. Hang on a second.
Is this the same one from last week? I hope it's not.
Hang on a
Oh,
second.
that last week was so loud.
I'm in the
And
dark now.
I love Lodian's other stuff too.
Yeah, he's extremely fun to listen to.
He's got that orchestral step.
Yeah, he's
on
very
lock.
he's very musical theory with it. You know what I'm saying? Music theory, energy type beat. But anyway, yeah, let's get into this.
All right, I'm gonna just address that third question real quick. Um, this track was really loud without actually being loud at all, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I feel the same way. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, I feel like there was no low end, even though there was low end, but there wasn't just because everything else. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't push this further. I would pull it back actually, and allow stuff to breathe.
Well, I think like the reality is, and this is something that took me a little bit of time to kind of figure out, but when you're slamming stuff, you still need room for everything to like sit in the mix. So like when your kick is hitting, for example, you need it to like actually hit and punch and feel like there's movement. Same with the snare, things like that.
Give us a little bit of the second part.
And then of course you already know the low mids. They're evil. They're there to just fucking ruin the clarity.
Too much low mids and like too much stuff in the high end going on, too loud in comparison to the bass. You need
balance. I guess it's like balancing the mix, like referencing, balancing.
Yeah. Go ahead and so the curve we talk about all the time. It's called the Harman target, like Harman Kardon, the speaker company. And if Magno just searches up the Harman target real quick, you'll see what that looks like.
Is it HARMIN?
HARMAN. 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 And just go to images. I know it should. And then, yeah, that one
This
is
one
like
seems
the
to be
best
like the nice, simple.
Yeah. Idiot proof.
Yeah, we'll save this. Save this to the old pictures.
But you can see how the peak is around 4K and then everything else. Like this is what through a series of studies, I think it was Stanford is where they do the weird psychology stuff, the questionable psychology stuff. I think it was there. But they did a huge pool of survey of people, and this is the EQ curve that they came up with. This is like what people want to hear. And I feel like this track, like lightweight, like where that 10K is, like you're just all the way up from over there. We don't need that much sound, like at that level, and I think it's removing from the rest of the track.
Well, plus I feel like it's like this, like it's literally just like a flat. Like I wouldn't even actually. That's probably being too generous. It's kind of like this, like if this is like, 0 to 20K. That's basically what we're looking at, which is
to
like
answer the third question. It's pushed a little bit too much in certain places. Which I understand, like this is the rhythm stuff that you're going for. Yeah. Anyway,
I keep telling people if you want to reference really, really, really well mixed rhythm-y, dubstep-y stuff.
Job.
Well, Joby is good, but actually I think the new goat on the block as far as mixdowns are concerned is Dex Amp. Dex Amp is fucking nuts. Because he's pushing like -2 lufs the whole time, and yet it's like the cleanest thing you'll ever hear in your life. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah. Long story short, though, reference, man. I think you're like so close to making some really cool stuff here. It's just without the reference point, you don't know. Like, and this is something that I only got into over the past few years, but now that I do it all the time. And like, when you're initially deciding, obviously once you get used to like what you want things to sound like and how to do that, you don't have to reference as much. But at least when you're starting out trying to figure out like what things should be loud and where things should sit in the frequency spectrum, and this is for everyone, but especially if you're making loud music, you should reference loud music and see like what instrument sits where and at what level. Because like in this case scenario, it's obvious like this section is better mixed than this. Like the vocal sounds louder than the whole track. Like the vocal, I think, is actually more impactful than the drop that comes after it. And yeah, all that is like referenceable, like if you look at some other tracks, I'm sure you'll find that the vocals for pre-drops or fills are actually going to be less loud than like everything else. But there's room around those spaces, so they still feel, forward. But yeah, what are the other questions here?
Let's address question 2. How do we feel about the hats, cymbals, and the drop? Too loud, too quiet, too non-existent, brother, sister, whatever you are. too non-existent person.
Yeah.
They just get deleted by all those other frequencies.
Yeah. It's
too
like
quiet.
It's like the high end.
Unless all that white noise is just cymbal crashing over and over again, in which case it's too loud. But either way, they're not discernibly there, to my ear at least.
Yeah, like whenever it's yeah, I can kind of hear them, but they are just getting...
Tambourine, maybe, is what that is?
Yeah, it's definitely getting masked by all of the other high frequencies, though. Yeah, maybe try dynamically. If you want, you can also try dynamically cutting out space for them, which can be good. Just a suggestion. But yeah, should this be pushed further? Oh wait, yeah, we already kind of addressed that. Now suggestions for the second drop. Yeah, we didn't do that.
I've heard you cook before. I don't think you need my input in the kitchen. I'm not going to tell you to put salt in your cookies. Although I do put salt in cookies, and that's fire. You should try that. Just sprinkle salt on top of them before you bake them, like a nice like rocky sea salt. But anyway, yeah, I'll stay out of your way on this one.
Yeah, I mean, if I was to be humbly honest, I mean, I always am. But in this case scenario, I think that these two vibes are too different from one another. I don't know, like, I feel like this track wanted to go somewhere else. And maybe it's just because of the mix down. I don't know. Maybe I'm just feeling that way because of the mix of the drop, but I don't know. I wished that the drop felt more similar to the intro in more ways. Like, I get you had the vocal a little bit, but I would say like even a little bit more. And maybe it's just the arrangement of the actual notes. So maybe if you want to keep the drop the way that it is, kind of hint at the dun 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 dun, dun. Like hint at that sooner, kind of like let us know that that's going to happen in the intro, or vice versa, or take what's in the intro and make that more apparent in the drop, because the motif did not flex in the drop for me, is what I'm trying to say. The timbral stuff is fine, but the motif of it just felt a little bit not similar to like the beginning. Or not similar enough. Obviously, you can have stuff be different. Just not too different. Fractal technique. Sorry.
10% iterative changes.
Yeah, exactly. But no, those are my thoughts. Are there any other things you wanted to say, Dino? I feel like we kind of hit the nail on the head. We've been pretty savage tonight, but we're faster and more furious. So
this is. I mean, the people that were being savage on tonight, like, I mean, I'm not really that familiar with Little Salabar stuff, but like,
I'm just honest.
Poyo can take it. Tristan's gonna have to learn how to take it. Lodian can take it. Scrooge can take it. You can take it. Like, I mean,
yeah. All I'm doing is
I don't think we're hurting anyone's feelings tonight.
I think it would be more offensive if I lied. That's all.
I don't think what we're saying could hurt your feelings. And if it does hurt your feelings, maybe coming to a music production stream with two 30-year-old men who have been producing for more than half of their lives is not a good idea.
This is true. This is a dangerous game.
Don't come to a place of honesty if you're not ready for some honesty. And if it's good, we'll let you know if it's good.
Yeah, it's like walking into the arena or the ring and not expecting a fight. It's like,
and honestly, if you want to get back at me, you are more than welcome to visit my YouTube page, Large Father Bass Music. I'm putting videos up there as we speak. Oh, not right this second, but I'm starting to upload there more consistently.
Yeah, Dino's been flexing for real. You've been going hard in the paint.
We're over here doing hardware things, boys. We're doing hardware things.
Hell yeah. But thank you, Lodian. That was cool. But once again, man, your previous stuff has tickled my fancy more than this. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe it's too whippy. Maybe there's more room for this one to kind of expand from an idea perspective. But yeah. Still very, very grateful that you showed up to Feef, dropped a track in. I hope to see
Daniel
this one again.
Daniel says they'll have their first track ready to get tore up soon.
Nice.
My recommendation is, before you come at us with a Feef track, show up to the community feedback area. I go through there occasionally. Raph goes through there occasionally. And they're a little more gentle over there. And there's no 3-minute time limit, and yeah,
this is true.
But I am known for being cruel on stream.
Yeah,
we're
like all Simon Cowell. Everyone, instead of like 3 judges, some that are better than others, we're just all Simon Cowell.
Well, if I'm Simon, you're Randy, and then our guest is Paula Abdul. But that's not really being nice to our guest.
Yeah, especially when they're
definitely.
Yeah. It's a vibe though.
Yeah, it's definitely a good cop, bad cop type situation going. Anyway, we have Discrooge here with the last track. Sorry, wait, what is it? Twonic Scrooge now.
Twanex
Nice.
Scrooge. Yep.
Pro tag to antag. I wonder, what does he mean by this?
He's going to the dark side. He's fucking gonna start killing people in the streets. I'm just kidding. I don't know what it is.
No,
I'm just
I don't know. I'm gonna start needing lyrics for your tracks too, Scrooge.
Yeah. Or make your lyrics more clear. But it's better to
All
be
right,
able to read them.
before we get started, he says just rip into the gain staging. I feel it's off and would like specifics on how things are sitting. Okay. And he says he submitted this before.
Oh, but he's updated the
So
mix.
it's not
Okay.
it's
so
not
this
the
is-
rhythm stuff that he's been working on recently, which is
So-
actually quite fire. You guys are starting to get me to come around on rhythm, but then again, it might just because it's creative individuals who have some sound design chops under their belt working on it, rather than fucking splice loop samplers.
Yeah, we make rhythm, all right? We don't make rhythm, we make rhythm. Air quotes rhythm. But yeah, no, it looks like a lot of these questions are mixing related. So I will be more focused on the mix and the arrangement, but as is tradition, I will give you all of my feedback. Anyway, let's get into this.
He be wigging out unnoticed in my lag, got him thinking he hearing voices. Then the human vilified for his outbursts and his choices. Nothingness is his answer, the void persists through it all. Julius destined for the fall, for he had the gall to try and take it all for himself. Brutus at the back, on, turning his vision red and black. Eagles grown too large, thinking Elohim can't touch them. Do not deserve to make it far, but still know your worth. You're born from start, beat the pro tag, give your own story. Sorry if you find a life boring, better snoring than being dead. Mama always said, don't always try to fix a bird with a broken wing. Learn to be patient till the fat lady sings.
Pro tag turned into an antag, stepping on anthill, ayo, ayo, ayo. Zigzag, rolling witches from the big bag, smoking with them long drags, ayo, ayo. Pro tag turned into an antag, stepping on anthill, ayo, ayo, ayo. Zigzag, rolling witches from the big bag, smoking with them long drags, ayo, ayo.
Tell him what his purpose is, all he see is his worthlessness. Day by day he be worsening, cursing about his very existence. Persistent, it's the black hole in his soul, siphon out the joy ever since he was little boy. Daddy called him pussy, cause he was sensitive, never safe to express how he feels emotions. And a man cannot be real, shut the shit down.
Pro tag turned into an antag, stepping on anthill, ayo, ayo, ayo. Zigzag, rolling witches from the big bag, smoking with them long drags, ayo, ayo. Pro tag turned into an antag, stepping on anthill, ayo, ayo, ayo. Zigzag, rolling witches from the big bag, smoking with them long drags, ayo, ayo.
Got a black hole where his heart is meant to be. Ayo, 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 ayo. Guarding in himself, aware mentally. Ayo, 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 ayo. Every day, every day, every day. Got a black hole where his heart is meant to be. Grounded in himself, aware mentally. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Got a black hole where his heart is meant to be. Grounded in himself, aware mentally. Every day.
All right, do you want to kick us off, Dino?
Yeah, I got things to say about that readout down there in the bottom.
Oh yeah.
But I think Scrooge already caught on to that, so I'm not gonna yeah. Anyway, do the drums cut through enough? I feel like the hi-hats are too harsh and clicky. Should I sidechain the transient of the hats? When you say sidechain the transient of the hats, do you mean sidechain it out or sidechain it in? Because like I can hear the hats in there. And yeah, I already said them in the chat right there, Daniel. And Scrooge knows what I meant by that. But I'm sure Magdo will address it anyway. Um,
Yeah, you already
yeah,
know.
no, yeah, the drums are okay. They're all right. If anything, I feel like you need to have a little more sidechain action with the drums against the bass, and that goes to question 2, but we're not to question 2 yet. Magdo, you wanna hit us off on question 1?
Yes. So I drew a little picture here while we were listening. And I even had to like take my headphones off and like make sure that I wasn't going crazy for a minute there.
Oh, the panning.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I drew this nice little picture here and I think it's quite
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I feel like your hat is kind of like all the way over here somewhere and it should be like, hitting the old center.
Either ta-ta-ta or ta-ta-ta. Ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta.
Yeah. And yeah, anyway, that's my picture. I hope you like it. The yeah, the drums, it's not that they're not cutting through enough. Oh, how do I describe this here? Well, like listen to this. So
Existence persistent. It's the black hole in the soul. Siphon out the joy ever since he was.
I feel like everything is not glued together. So I don't know if you have like a drum bus or like a group where all your drums are going through or anything like that, but it feels like they're all kind of in their own realm. The kick is like not affecting anything else. The snare feels quieter than the hi-hat. The hi-hat is panned left. It all just feels like the drums are just all over the place. I'm trying to
I think that
what were you saying?
that might get into question 3, just rip into the gain staging. So if you want to rip into the gain staging right now, I'll go on to that one next.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry,
long
go on.
story short, all I'm trying to say is you should have some kind of system for gluing your drums together into this one cohesive thing, because everyone loves that. And it makes the entire drum section of your song, the rhythmic section of your song, feel much more impactful, cohesive, together. There's a whole bunch of words to use there, but it makes it just feel much better. So I would recommend trying to do more bus processing on your drums using things like glue compressor, saturation of
Reverb.
some kind, a little bit of reverb. Yes.
Reverb.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff is super helpful for making your drums feel like they're together. And it doesn't always need to be the kick that's in that group. The kick, I think, is good in that group, but it's not necessary. But the big thing is like your snares, your claps, your hi-hats, your perks, all of that should all be feeling like they're in this one cohesive unit. But anyway, yeah, go for it, Dino.
All right. Is the bass girthy enough, or is there too much high end covering it? I wouldn't say the high end is covering it. You addressed it with so if you look at the peaks down on the bottom, when it's going, you'll know why the bass isn't there. It's because the bass is not the loudest element of the low end. There are other peaks going on higher up the chain or higher up the series, the frequency series, that are peaking higher than the kick consistently throughout the whole track. That's why I asked you, do you have mini meter? Like, you have mini meters. This should not. And even then, like, your kick, your sub, and your snare should always be the loudest thing. And you know this. Like, this is something that you've addressed in the past. So maybe just by nature of this being an older track, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the bass is not girthy enough because it's not that there's too much high end covering it, it's because there's too much stuff in that same area that is louder than the bass. Yeah. And then also you could always do like a little more creative side chaining, like really exaggerate the fact that like here's a kick, here's no bass, and now here's what the bass sounds like. So.
Yeah, Dino's spitting facts. I feel like when it comes to side chaining, the most important part is that it feels the way you want it to feel, and it's a very intentional thing. And I feel like in this case scenario, it doesn't feel like there's really any side chain happening, which in this style of tune, just because of the loudness, is not going to help you, because you're essentially going to have more muddy feeling because your drums and your low end are kind of like squashing together in an unpleasant way. Whereas, if your kick, like Dino was just explaining, like if you have it where your kick is happening, and then there's a short moment of time where there's basically either no bass or at the very least like some volume automating of the bass to make it so that it's like, you know, like it could be crossfading like this. Here, let me try and draw it. Like, so if this is your kick, right? If that's your kick sample, you know, like this is kind of what you want your sub to be like. So there can be like a little bit of crossover here, but for the most part, you know, you want it to like be at the very least this little space here of nothingness needs to exist. Otherwise, what it sounds like you have happening here is kind of like this, where like, or even a little bit more aggressively than that, maybe more like that, where you have like too much happening at this crossover where there's basically like no feeling of volume differential between this top of the kick and this top of the bass here. So like,
honestly, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish.
Long story short, what you want is you want it to be more like this. Here, just you want it to be more like this.
Yeah,
That
he
way
says
you
the
have-
side chain was really tight on this. Honestly, ideally in a genre like this, you don't even have a separate sub bass and kick. You just have an integrated 808 with a nice transient attack on it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna layer the and then you don't have to worry about like phase alignment issues between the kick and the bass. Or you could book a lesson with Mr. Magnet and he can show you how to use M auto phase auto M auto line,
M
whatever it's
auto
called.
line.
M auto.
Yeah. But you can see
Yeah.
here, like, look at the triangular shape. Like, this is basically, here, let me see if I can get a different color. Oh, whoops. Let me do this. Like, this is what you want to avoid. You want to avoid, let me grab like red or something. Yeah, that'll work. All right. You want this triangle. This is like too small. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm trying to draw and it's not working out. Okay, this is like too small of a space. What you want is like this. Like, you can see this triangle difference here is like massive, you know? Like, you need more of this empty space in order to actually feel it. Otherwise, it just doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, Scrooge, I wasn't being serious about using M auto line. I was just trying to show Brad's lessons. Again.
Well, I mean,
I
they're
think-
good. They're good.
I think that might. I think you booking him to do M auto line might be a overkill of a booking and a poor use of $25 for an hour of Brad's time. There is a better way to spend an hour of his time than M auto line.
Yeah. All I know is what's like that really popular school in California for bass music?
What? Full Sail?
No.
That's-
No. There's like this. It's the same one that Virtual Riot went to. I forget the name of it, but no, like someone who I have been working with is going to that school, and I've been showing him like
Berkeley School of Music's in New York, bro.
Yeah, it's not Berkeley, but I've been teaching him my skills, of course, because he's been doing one-on-one stuff, and his teachers are going, "This makes no sense. How is it so loud and so clean?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I like to hear, dude. When I can mix and master better than like educational people that are working at schools, that's how you know it's a vibe." But no, I've just been really excited. But no, yeah.
You're talking
So
about the school that teaches Ableton, right?
no, it's not just Ableton. It's an electronic dance music school.
I gotta Google this. I gotta figure this out. Nope.
Icon Collective. There we go. This school. This is what it's called. Icon Collective.
Seems like a ripoff. Where are they located?
I don't know. It's not a ripoff. Jaws went there. Slander went there. Nightmare went there. I don't know, bro. Effin, Keizo, Company. I don't know, dude. Muerte. I don't know, dude. I'm pretty sure this is a pretty badass school. But anyway, long story short.
They're in LA.
I'm
What's
saying.
the likelihood that these people were $27,000 tuition? No thanks.
Yes, but anyway, long story short, apparently I am seemingly better at mastering than some people there. But then again, it could just be the teachers. I don't know. Certain teachers I'm sure are better than others. But anyway, long story short, my opinion on this song is, with the second question, is the bass girthy enough? So here's the thing. Dino spit the facts. He made it super, super apparent. There's way too much mud. Like, what is your definition of girth? What is your definition of the bass being girthy? To me, a girthy bass is one that fucking fucks, dude. One that just like is felt. It's super obvious and easy to feel as the listener. It's one of those things where it's sitting nicely in the mix. It's defined. It's clear. It's like all of those things. And a lot of that comes from the separation. There's a reason why a lot of people, including myself, now use dedicated subs all the time. It's because you basically have the ability to just have the bass, the sub bass, live in its own world while the rest of your music is over here, and there's a reason for that. It's so that you can get that sub bass to sit exactly where you want it to sit. And of course, get other things away from it that will fuck it up, like low mids, for example. So the short answer is, to me, the bass was not girthy, and it is because there is mud surrounding it. It's kind of like it's not quite girthy because like it looks girthy at first, but then you realize it's like caked in mud, and then the actual size of it is like, it's much smaller than you originally thought. But anyway, yeah, that's my analogy there. But anyway, it has nothing to do with the high end. It has nothing to do with this high end. Literally, the high end is never going to relate to the bass being girthy enough, in my opinion. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Dino, keep flexing.
Hello. Yes. Let's see. Question 3. Just ripping to the gain state. I feel like we did that a lot already. I feel like maybe there's things that we could address before we start bringing up the volume. But a really good way to do gain staging is that Harmon target again. Get pink noise, specifically pink noise, and then put a Harmon EQ on it, like that. And then mix your track to where everything is just barely audible over the pink noise, and then turn off the pink noise. And that is a really good jumping off point.
Another thing you can do, this is just another kind of jumping off point, but it's quite fun, and I do it all the time, is pull in a track that you really like, and then just see, okay, where is the sub sitting? And then as soon as you find that out, you set your sub to that level, and then you just turn off the reference and just mix around that sub. And then usually everything will fall right into place. You can pick any instrument, honestly, but the sub is usually like the most easy to scientifically gauge, because you can just look at like what level it's hitting and, be like, okay, so the sub is hitting at this level, at this frequency. Okay, I'm going to make my sub hit at this level as well. Frequency can be different, sure, but the level of it is the same. And then your brain will kind of like want to work around that. And I mean, here's the thing, right? So like, this is one of those things where I saw your little comment here about you're not able to find tracks that you want to reference. So my
what about
question
like MF Doom and Death Grips and like
well, here's the thing. So he's talking about really loud music, and honestly, those are not that loud either, I don't think. But here's the thing.
Death Grips is pretty loud.
Here's the thing about mixing, all right? It has nothing to do with arrangement at all. There's a reason why I've been flexing Dex Amp. Like, I really don't I don't arrange or timbrally have anything even remotely similar to what Dex Amp makes. Not even close. My stuff is nowhere near his as far as what drums I'm using, what bass sounds I'm using, what melodic instruments I'm using, what arrangement I'm using, what BPM, et cetera, et cetera. All of that is different. But my mixes are the same. My mixes are identical to his now. At least anyway, I've been getting pretty fucking close. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say is like, find a song that's mixed the way you want it to be. And that's all you need. It doesn't matter. The arrangement is meaningless, honestly, because all the instruments are going to be the same as far as what role they fill in the mix, right? Like a kick is a kick. A sub is a sub, Like it doesn't matter what the sub's doing in each of these songs. It's still a sub. So yeah, that's what I would recommend to you is find some songs that you like and reference them. Even if the arrangement's different, that's fine. Even if the timbral sound design is different, that's fine. What you're looking for is, like I said, all you need is that sub level, and you find out that sub level, and then you just turn it off, and then you go back to mixing your song around that sub. And then maybe every once in a while you kind of A/B it, but that's like a good starting point as far as how to build your track around an instrument is, yeah, find something that's an anchor, find an anchor point, find something that is at a level that you can logically approach, and then go like, okay, this sub is sitting at -6 decibels. All right, I'm going to set my sub to -6 decibels. Okay, I'm going to limit my sub to -6 decibels too, so it doesn't go above that or below it, or etc. And then, all that kind of stuff. That's like the idea here, is you need something to like latch onto. And I feel like once you have that, you'll be able to mix around it more easily. And of course, you got to cut out low mid. You got to be conscious of like frequencies that kind of fuck up the clarity of a mix. Yeah, those are the big things. I'm trying not to be too harsh, but yeah, like these are like just the harsh realities of mixing. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
All right. Looks like this was the perfect amount of Feef time.
Oh yeah.
For our short Feef night. I appreciate everyone coming through. Once again, you can check out my YouTube channel. I make tracks without reference tracks all the time.
Yeah, Daniel, here's the thing. Once you figure out what you want to do, like once you figure out I guess like the habitual decisions that you're going to be making, then you don't need the reference tracks as much, because like, okay, I'm going to do this to my sub every single time to make it sit where I want it to sit, or I'm going to do this to my mid basses every single time so that I have enough high frequency information to make it, push through the track, etc. Like,
I'll give a quick example. If I'm making like a deep dubstep track, a neurofunk track, liquid D&B, I'll use a reference. I am probably never going to reference for like psytrance or house or techno or something that's like my bread and butter, like stuff that I've been making for years and years and years. If I'm stepping into a new genre or a new style or a new subset of a genre that I already produce in, or I'm trying to figure out like a specific flow that an artist does, especially in something like drum and bass, then yes, I'll bring in like, for instance, we can always reference Badadon, the number one track.
What a fucking good song, dude. Honestly.
What a great song.
It's such a good song.
And honestly, it doesn't matter what genre you're making, just reference Badadon.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Honestly, even if you're not even making music or referencing, just listen to that song. It's so good.
Yeah. There is a 10-hour Badadon seamless 10-hour mix on YouTube.
Really? Jesus, that's crazy.
Oh yeah.
See, I would want it to go between Batters and Badadon, back and forth. Like I would want it to kind of like go back and forth between the two constantly.
Yeah. I put that on while I sleep. That's why I sleep so good. Nobody like we. Anyway. Thanks for coming through, guys. You can find me on YouTube. You can find Maggoot on YouTube as well. He's available for booking. You should probably set up one of those booking pages, honestly, at this point.
True. Well, I'm also doing mixing mastering now. So on my Patreon there is a open what is it called? Like a sheets, not sheets. What is the Google Forms? There's a Google form you can fill out, and I'm now doing professional mixing and mastering for anyone who doesn't want to have to figure all that out.
Get yourself an appointment in time. And in order to get something professionally mixed down, what do they need to give you? I would imagine
it's all listed
tracks
on there.
Separated by stems. Okay.
It's all listed in there.
It's got all the information that you need to bring to the table, boys.
Yep.
Sounds like the only thing standing between you and great music is $25 an hour of your time.
Yeah, honestly, that's definitely a big part of it. But yeah.
And if you ever want to watch someone just do their thing in their element with minimal to no talking, my YouTube page is there for you. I'm putting up 15-minute videos. I'm doing DAW stuff. I'm doing in the DAW stuff. I might fuck around and do some Fruity Loop stuff for the fucking weirdos out there still on FL.
Yeah, and Dino flexes. Dino's got I would say, dude, I need to learn how to make some of the psytrance that you make, because it is.
Psytrance is easy.
You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, bro, you're the kind of guy where like all these people who are still up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, you're like, don't worry, there's a place for you here.
Don't worry, come my children. But anyway, we appreciate all of you guys being here tonight. And I will be sitting in the Discord for a little while, just ironing some stuff out. I was gonna go to a Valentine's Day event, but it's already 8 o'clock, and I don't want to have to drive 45 minutes to get. I have to shower, get dressed, drive, show up. find parking. Do I really want to do? Plus, and get this, they didn't book me to DJ the event.
What?
And you know what I told them? You know what I quoted them for a price? You guys aren't gonna believe this. Big old zero.
Damn, you're gonna do it
They
for free?
They already had someone else booked, and they didn't want to cancel on them. Which, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's fair.
yeah.
But definitely going forward, they're like, yeah, we're gonna need to use you. I sent him a picture of the setup. I sent him a picture of the lasers all set up, and he's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, yeah, canceling on stuff like that is a little bit low
That's
ball.
sus, yeah.
Kind of.
Plus, it saves me $21 this month on the title subscription.
Oh,
so.
True. Well, anyway,
don't have to pay for title if I'm not using it.
Yeah. As always, come through to the Flock Flips Thursdays and Sundays, 9 p.m. EST. Obviously, every week is Feef. Don't forget, 3 minutes or less. Everybody's been really good about that.
Make music or
else.
That's right.
If you don't make music, then what else are you gonna do? Anyway.
Honestly, why are you here if you don't make music? Really? Why are you listening to two bearded men wearing very niche headphones and
super
dubiously lit environment? Are you wearing the niche ones or are you wearing the normal ones?
I'm wearing the 990s today.
Yeah, you're wearing the normal ones. Okay,
yeah.
I'm wearing niche headphones, and you're normally wearing niche headphones.
Yeah, my hi-fi-mans are back there, but I just thought today was a 990 kind of day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that yeah, we had fun though. Yo, thank you guys for coming through. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Have a good night.